right, so this video is for my Art 1 students, and this is for my sub on Thursday and Friday. And so I'm going to explain this to you as if you start on Thursday and um, you have your painting done and you have your shapes done. It's possible that you may not get all of this done until the end of the class on Friday, though. I also have two separate videos, so I'm going to play this video here in just a moment. But to explain to you, this video is from the very start where we have painted the background paper using the wet in the wet technique. And this is the example I showed in the earlier video, or you watched me in class. Where I did saran wrap on one side and I did salt on the other. Well, the purpose of this video is to show you how to get the salt off. And that is very simple. I have these little plastic, they're bigger than a credit card. And what you can do, they're just pieces of scrap. And so what I'm doing is just run it along the edge and the top, the surface, to get all of the salt off. And then it works perfectly. Basically having a gigantic fingernail that you just scratch off. After you get that done, then what you're going to do is you are going to take your shape that you have traced onto tag board, cut out, and then you are going to put it onto the paper and trace it 5 to 6 times. Okay, 5 to 6 times. Now, obviously, I'm playing this video before we've talked about tag board and your shapes. But if you remember on Wednesday, I told you all to find two related shapes. They could be the same thing, but in a different position or different look. They could be two things that are related but different. Like I have two crawdads here. One of them's from a different viewpoint, and one of them's more from a top view. So anyway, I've already traced mine. I have cut them out, and I am going to trace them. So on this video, I don't really trace them completely. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next video. And so this is what I would like you to do on Thursday. I would like you to get your shapes drawn. I would like you to cut them out, and then I would like you to actually trace them onto the paper. So I'm doing that right now. And I believe I traced them like 6 times. So this video is sped up a little bit. Now, after you get this done on Friday, assuming you're here Thursday and Friday, then what you're going to do is you're going to pick a darker version of the colors you've already used. And so I actually did mix like a blue-green. I have a lot more blue than I do green for most of the parts. And you can see I'm mixing it on another piece of plastic, and then I'm painting the negative space, okay? Just the negative space, not the objects, because the objects have the background color that we did on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm going around, and one of the things when I videotaped is I couldn't turn the paper too much without it going outside of the camera. But you turn the paper as much as you need so that you can basically outline the object first and then fill in the background, the negative space, but not the object, the negative space. Okay. And I anticipate, or I fully expect that this is where you're going to get on Friday. I'm hoping all of you get to this point where you have your objects traced on there and you have a darker value of your analogous colors that you paint in the negative space. Now, when you are done painting each day, just put these on your shelf. You shouldn't have anything on your shelf because I should have your sketchbook covers. If you do have your morphed hallway on your shelf, just put it right on top of that. But just try not to get anything on your any other papers you might have. So you can see I'm about halfway done with this. I'm going to actually go a little bit further here. We're getting almost done. So I'm wrapping up just the middle of it. And you can see that I actually have to remix my colors frequently. And the beauty of this is my background colors are uneven on purpose. And as I paint this, I don't want any really obvious brush strokes, but I'm going to try to make it as even as possible. But for the most part, oops, I got to go all the way back to that end there. But for the most part, it's pretty neatly done. Okay. The last thing I showed you in this video, as it begins to think about playing here, is I cleaned my brush out, and you can see I could swipe it on my hand to show that it's clean. And then I just took a damp paper towel and I wiped off that, we'll call it a palette up here. Okay, wipe it off so it's clean and ready for the next person. So I'm going to finish up with just playing that till the end. Okay, goes so fast. There we go. I just wiped it. And again, this is where I would like you to try to get until by Friday at the end of class is having everything drawn on and you have your first 5 to 6 shapes you've painted around them. Okay, and that's it.